Back in the good old days of 16-bit consoles, every second game and its mother was either a 2D platformer or a side-scrolling beat-em-up, which isn't a criticism, as 2D platformers and side-scrolling beat-em-ups are bloody great. Two of the most favoured platformers were also two of the biggest rivals in video game history, Sonic and Mario. Each ever wanting to outdo the other, both games attempted to push the boundaries in different ways, Mario opting for bigger worlds and minigames, while Sonic favoured faster gameplay and non-linear level exploration. Then Sonic fucked up royally. Sega handed development over to shamefully British developers Traveller's Tales, whose previous titles were Mickey Mania and Pugsy, which they decided to announce the arrival of a new 3D Sonic. When I first heard this, I was so excited at the prospect of a 3D game on the MegaDrive, as everything at that time was heading the 3D route, with the PS1 and Saturn already out, although I couldn't really afford one at the time. I even still have the copy of Sonic the Comic. It was announced in somewhere. It's not this one, but it's around here somewhere. Well, anyway, this is it. The initial Sega intro is nice until... Jesus! The fuck was that? What was wrong with... Sega! Anyway, believe it or not, this intro had arguably the most advanced graphics on the Mega Drive ever. Kinda makes me chuckle with today's hardcore PC gamers who'd sell their own mother for the latest DirectX graphics or whatever. So anyway, this is the first level. And it's the only level you'll see, as I never got past the fucking thing. Traveller's Tales had taken the word 3D and spun it to isometric, which in fact was done better by Cuba over a decade before. Mastering these controls is insane, requiring some form of superhuman depth perception skills. Instead of taking the normal route of having up on the controller be up and right, they've decided to opt for up, as in a literal head up to the screen. Controlling Sonic in this game is very much like someone forced their way into your house, broke all your fingers, hung you upside down and had you play Sonic 2 whilst wearing 3D glasses. For some ungodly reasons, Knuckles shows up in the form of this pink motionless gimp, whose sole purpose is to take all your rings off you and toss you into this special stage. This insult to eyes is 5 steps back from the Sonic special stages from the second outing, and why they decided to bollocks this up, I don't know. If you had the Saturn version of this monstrosity, you were treated to a real 3D version of these glorious special stages. The last introduction to this heretic are the Flickies. Through the shitty storyline and poorly written introduction, I can safely summarise that the Flickies are no more than the birds that pop out of random robots in all Sonic games, past, present and future. If you're lucky enough to kill a robot, then you have to navigate, I use the term loosely, Sonic to a big ring which he jumps through to pass on to the next level. Why? I don't know. Sonic 3D was a very bad move by Sega. They tried to move away from the tried and tested Great Sonic formula and ended up creating Frankenstein's monster. It's not so much Traveller's Tales fucked up this Sonic game, in that they accidentally murdered it, spunked all over its face, then shoved a broom up its arse in a vain attempt to look like nothing's ever happened. 3 out of 10.